and I think I told you about that, like me like living in my car. Yeah. So like that was interesting because I turned pro, and most people they have no idea that I turned pro and I didn't have a place to stay. That was like doing the separation and divorce, and so it was interesting because that's all I had. Fitness was all I had at that point. My parents, they've been married for 50 plus years.
Wow.
Like they were a great example, successful marriage, successful relationship, and here I am, in the eyes of them, in the eyes of religion, in the eyes of myself, a failure, So that was rough,
In all these places you were winning.
Yeah.
But still felt like you were losing.
Yeah. And it was crazy because that was a pivotal moment for me as well, because I was doing well, and then that whole break happened, and here I am, like the only thing, I owned everything, but they're like, nope, she takes this, and
right.
Like all I have is a car, and I'm like, oh my God,
Jeez.
And so family's not talking to me at that time, when a separation happens, the friends that you thought you had, you don't have those friends anymore.
Right.
Because those friends were connected to the unit. So it was very different for me. So I had to pave my way from there. And that's when I started the business. I started 2 companies, out of my car, right? And that was interesting because I had a lot of resentment and a lot of hate toward a lot of people during that phase of my life. Because I'm like, I shouldn't be here, The second time I chose to be in my car because the business was going crazy, and I was like, okay, the sacrifice. But that time, that wasn't it. Right. So it was crazy because there was a lot of people that I felt knew me to turn their back on me during that time. And so I'm prepping for the Pittsburgh Pro, right? And it is the national show. This is when I get my pro card. And so I'm backstage training and, popping up. And I'm praying. And I'm battling. And in my heart, I knew that I was gonna win. I remember my buddy, I saw him there. He was like, how's everything going? I was like, not so great. He was just like, you remember I beat you the last time? He was like, I'm about to beat you again. I said, I don't think so. I was super confident.
True.
Because I knew I had put everything on the line at that point. I knew I had put everything on the line. I had nothing but time to train. That was it. That was everything. But there was something that I was battling with, and it was forgiveness, right? And I was just like, and I was me and God, we just having this conversation. I'm fighting, man, and I'm like, nah, these people do not deserve to be forgiven. They ruined my life, whatever, And I'm in the lineup. We're going on the stage. There's 70-something people for the national show. And I'm going on stage, and I finally broke down, dropped on my knees, and I forgave everybody, right? I get up on stage, 70-something people lining up, and they call the first call out, right? They call the guy in front of me. So it's 3 rows of people. So I'm in the second row, and there's a row of guy in front of me, and then the first call out's been called. And so they call one guy, he's standing in front of me, and I step up, and then they're about to close the gap, I step up, and he goes up there. The judge scanned one more time and called my number, and I end up winning the entire show. When I was crying, everybody thought I was crying because I won. I wasn't crying because I won. I was crying because I knew I was gonna win, but I knew if I didn't forgive those people, I wasn't gonna win. And just like that step up, that gap could have closed just like that. So it was crazy because I was just like thanking God for bringing me to a point where in the lowest point of my life, I could still forgive the people that put me there, but then I could still go on and I could still win and still push through. So that was like a lot of people don't know that, but that was like a part of my journey where I was just like, you know, I got the pro card, but I didn't want to compete as a pro. I was like, but that was my journey, you know, to get through that. And I think God used that as a point of like, hey, you want this? You worked for it. Like, I can give it to you, but you gotta humble yourself.